What's going on, everybody? My name is Zach Hartley and welcome back to my weekly watch list video. In this one, I'm going to break down for you my portfolio positions, then we're going to go through the market conditions, and I'm going to share with you 5 stocks that are at the top of my watch list going into the week ahead. So let's jump right in. Okay, so to get us started here, I am still holding Corsera. I've been in this position for several weeks now, talked about it lots, and even made several videos before I got into it. And then just recently, I took a position in Tesla. When it comes to the Corsera chart, we have done extremely well. We're up over 40%. The stock has started to consolidate over the last few weeks though, and so my stop loss is in place at $17.13. If we drop below that, no problem at all. We're going to lock in our profits. If it continues to run though, we are just going to slowly move that stop loss up as we break through new resistance levels. When it comes to Tesla though, the chart looks a little bit different. What I like about Tesla is that we are in a fairly long-term bullish trend. We have some resistance at $300 here, but we have just bounced off support of that trend, and now it looks like we have established a higher high, which is very nice. It shows continuation of the bullish momentum. We had a big green candle here, which is where I bought in, and I have a stop loss set just below resistance here, just below $240. So I have a tight stop loss. I'm looking for this to run back up to 300 and then hopefully break through, at which point again, we will just continue to move up our stop loss. So those are the two positions that I'm kind of nurturing right now. When it comes to the NASDAQ though, it is a super crucial level for the NASDAQ. We have some major support and resistance right here around 13,000. It looked like we were basically hovering on that support, and then on Friday, we had a big green day in the NASDAQ. With the S&P 500 though, we have broken through that sort of same level of support. We have fallen through it, fallen below it, and this strong bullish trend has basically come to an end. And when we look at the Dow Jones, it's even clearer that this bullish trend has come to an end. We have fallen through our support. We've crossed down below our moving averages. We did have a big green day on Friday, but as of right now, it looks like we could be entering a new bearish trend, which is not a good sign. When it comes to Bitcoin though, things are starting to look up. We're just hovering around that $28,000 level. We have also established several higher lows, which is really nice to see. And it looks like by what we are seeing here of a breakthrough of our moving averages and a couple of nice price action moves here, it looks like we are starting to form a new bullish trend, which is fantastic for crypto holders. When it comes to oil and gas though, we have seen a sharp decline in the value of the West Texas light crude. Super interesting chart here. We're actually now below our moving averages, and we're seeing a sell-off in a ton of commodities, including lithium as well. This is a big one that had a huge run up, and now the price is quite depressed, so I am watching the lithium producers quite closely, looking for a bottom. We are also entering earnings week coming up here. This is going to be a big few weeks with regards to earnings. At the end of this week, we have a couple of airline companies as well as a lot of the banks reporting on Friday. And then next week we have Tesla, we've got AT&T, we've got a couple more banks. And then after that, it kind of moves into Intel, Facebook, Verizon, Philips. Like, it's going to be a busy couple of weeks with regards to earnings. Most of the companies that you're going to want to see reporting will be reporting here in this month. So it's going to be very exciting. And when it comes to the market conditions, we've got a lot going on. The Bank of Canada interest rate is coming out on October 25th, I should say. We also have a new report that credit card debt is at all-time highs in Canada. So that is something that is a little bit concerning, and interest rates and inflation are what is really hurting the consumer right now and forcing that credit card debt. Interest rates are very high and inflation is still very high, and a lot of people just aren't making enough money to keep up with that. And so we're starting to feel a lot more pressure than we did maybe 6 months ago. We're also seeing, like I said, lots of commodities starting to sell off and dragging down their related companies. If you look at the biggest losers of last week, it was a lot of oil and gas producers and even a lot of utility companies. And so those industries are starting to sell off. There is one company that I really like where I think we're starting to see an opportunity though, and I'm going to talk about them at the end of the video. First, I want to talk about Datadog. This is a software company that I really like. The financials look great. The income statement is consistently growing, and they have a double bottom right here at $85. You can see we bounced off 85 on the gap down, and we just bounced off of it recently. The company is doing well, and so I like this for a trade where you set a stop loss at maybe $82 or $83, and you look to take profit just before the previous high, probably around $115. Gives you a nice and easy 2-to-1 at least, if not 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, depending on where it opens up on Monday. So Datadog, Really like this one for a quick swing trade. Palantir is also a company I'm watching. As you can see, we've been consolidating for the last 2, almost 3 months here, and now it looks like we're starting to break out of consolidation. So if you can get in on this breakout, set a stop loss just below support here, I think that's going to be a really nice swing trade, a nice and easy swing trade actually. And then Ford, I'm not completely sure how much I like this company over the long term, but for a short-term swing trade, I think there could be an opportunity here. You can see right here, we've bounced off of this trend line once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, and now we are on our 7th test of this support line. And so if we can get a bounce off of this support line, I think there's a great opportunity for a nice short-term swing trade on Ford with a stop loss just below support right here. Now the utility company that I really like is called Brookfield Renewables, ticker symbol BEPC. You can also get them in the US. I like renewable energy operators over the long term. I think they're going to spit out consistent cash flow, and I think they're going to do well over the long run. As of right now, they're getting beat down hard with higher interest rates, as well as the higher cost of debt and everything else that the economy is going through, and the lower price of fossil fuels. It makes Brookfield and their renewable portfolio less appealing and less valuable. But if you can get it in at the bottom and ride it back up to the next trend, I think there's a huge opportunity here. So I don't own it yet, but I've been watching it for weeks. It continues to go lower. I personally hope it goes even lower and lower and lower, because I think it's a good company and I want to buy in for that dividend long term. Now, the last company I want to talk about here is Palo Alto Networks. This is one of those companies that is just top of the class in their industry. They're one of the best in the industry right now when it comes to cybersecurity. They do extremely well long term. They're growing quickly. They are a little bit expensive, but it looks like they're about to break out of resistance here. And so I like Palo Alto on the breakout of 250. If it continues to run, you set a trailing stop loss that just runs that price up and then gets out when it turns around. That's the trade here on Palo Alto, and that's what I plan to do next week. Now, if you're interested in learning more about how to execute these trades, I've got lots of free courses on Skillshare. You get 1 month free when you sign up with the link in the description to this video. I got videos on day trading, options, dividend investing, as well as personal finance and starting a business. So if you're interested in any of that kind of topic, definitely check it out. Free resource, 1 month. It's not going to cost you anything, and I promise you it'll be the best, most valuable resource that you will find for free on the internet. And that's it for this video. So if you got any value out of it, remember to click that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Good luck trading, good luck investing, and we'll talk to you soon.